Excellency, some diplomat, distinguished guests, scholars, and friends, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, my congratulations for our mom, our sister, our wife, and our daughter this occasional day in March of 8th. Second was thank you very much, organization, especially our director, Dr. Mark. It's honor and a great pleasure and to be part of the Berlin Economics Forum and the African Development Forum. Especially I'm focusing on African Development Forum. Please allow me, as the President of the Union of African Diaspora Russia, to extend my warmest congratulations on the opening of the international conference on behalf of the African Russian community, and to express my heartfelt thanks to organizers of this conference. I respectfully wish this conference a full success. I'm here today to speak on the subject of shaping African diaspora in Russia. Not many people know Russia, but every day you listen through mass media. We're talking today about how African people will be the part of the international powerful blocs. The history of African diaspora in Russia started a long time ago, about 40th century ago. We highlight 5 main periods. First of Imperial Russia, that was pre-revolutionary. Second one, 1917. You remember who studied history. In 1970, it was October Revolution in Russia. 1957. Why 57? That was the one of the festival, user festival in Moscow. Third one, 1957 to 1991. And then 1919s, where collapsed Soviet Soyuz or USSR. And the fifth part of that period is continued to the present in Russian present. Russian first contacts with the African date back to the 15th to 17th century, according to the historical records. It is known that during the trip to Holland in 1697, Peter I, or Peter the Great, somebody said, also heard about black servant, possibly a gift from the East Indian Company. That group, it was a sailor something, and it was artists. But history is starting more detail from these persons. That is Abraham Hannibal. That's the base of our diaspora. We starting history of diaspora Russia from this person, Hannibal. Hannibal, that is a great-grandfather of famous Alexander Pushkin. On the material side, was brought to the Russians from Amsterdam, from Europe today. Typically, black Africans were acquired as slaves, and them, upon arrival on Russia, they were given personal freedom in exchange for obligation of lifelong service. Different African countries claim today to be the birthplace of Hannibal. Many scientists said Hannibal from Ethiopia. Somebody has already said from Cameroon. Some group said from Mali. Many Africans say we Ethiopians said that, yeah, we are the center original of Africa. This time, welcome all India. Yeah, Hannibal was brought to Russia around 1700. To 1707, he was baptized in the Orthodox Church in Vilnius, city of Vilnius. And his godfather was the same Tsar, that's Peter's first, and the godmother was Christina, the wife of the king of Poland. What is the relation with Russia and Poland? That is history. Hannibal took the middle name after his godfather, Petrovich, in Russian. In 1960, he was sent to study in French, where he spent 7 years. In 1780, he enlisted in the French army to learn military skill. After returning to Russia in 1723, he was appointed first as an engineer in Kronstadt. After the death of Peter, having failed to establish relation with Menshikov that he was at the time had political influence at court. He was exiled into Siberia. You understanding where is Siberia? To build fortresses like engineer. Later, Hannibal took part in palace intrigues. He was sent either to Kazan, one of the regions, that is the central region of Russia, or Tobolsk, to build fortresses still, or to take measurement of the Great Wall of China. In 1729, an order was issued for his arrested, but in 1730, he received an appointment to Tobolsk. In this time, he's already received the name of Hannibal. Before this, he was Ibrahim or Ibrahim in Ethiopian variant. Abram took the name Hannibal. The second marriage was successfully and brought 11 children. In 1746, the emperors granted him several possessions near Pskov. Pskov is the European part of Russia, and St. Petersburg. Hannibal rose to the rank of the general in 1752 and became a major general 1756 and working in project of Ladogon Canal. Hannibal was dead around 1781, but exactly that unknown, over 19 years. That's the first African person living there. We don't know information about his son, 11 children, where is there, what history they have. But we're talking this, the grandson, the first picture is Pushkin, especially he write about his grandfather is Arab Peter, Arab, not Arab. Many historians said Arab. No, Arab, we don't know what is the meaning of Arab for Pushkin. But according of history, you're looking another faces, 17th and 18th century, Black Africans operated on the Black Sea coast and Abkhazia as a consequence of the slave trade in which the Ottoman Empire was involved. Mostly like they were brought by Turkish or Abkhazi rural slave servant and later realized according to the history of Museum of Abkhazia. You look like Russian winter, they are every costume and something. They are living on Caucasus area, these people. We don't know from where these people, because somebody, some variant of history is talking about they are coming through Turkish. Somebody said maybe Abraham Ganibal inviting from Ethiopia. Some historians said maybe some movement, it was with Russian, the system of working. But we don't know. Some is who studying this. We know 1957 to 1991 is not African from America. Technologically, languages and working in the field of radio broadcasting, some famous artists. For example, the first one was who we, Leold and his son is already famous, he says, because he played a film. After this one, an area of after war, some American black peoples participated in Second War according to Russian Federation, or Russia that time is Soviet Union. After this, we don't know where they are. They are coming new festival 1957, that is after war. It was be the during of festival there are many connection with Russian women, and after they stay some black children that was formed new diaspora. But the problem is Russia, Soviet, they didn't give foreigners citizenship to 1992 when to collapse. Money is go out from Russian Federation or from Soviet Union, because Soviet Union more than 15 states it was. And now today, after first festival, they are starting 1961 one university, that is Patrice Lumumba University. We said People Friendship University when I was studied, and when I served 26 years, they are starting studying African student, more than African student from some African countries, that's Angola, that is Ethiopia, you know, more socialist orientation countries studying. And when the students studied, they are fixed relation with Russian women, and already the second generation diaspora is coming in arriving today too. But if we said after this Professor Lilia Golden, she was the same festival children, but she already writes the book of African in Soviet Union. What about today, after 2000 or after collapsing Soviet area in Russia? Today we are many, we are African diaspora members more than 10,000 in in Russia. What is the meaning of development? We are doing everything. We have our mass media. Have you seen this? We have some festival, cultural festival. We have some academician. We have orchestra. We are living and working every place. I'm teacher. Somebody is working around like doctors. Somebody is working around school teachers, and working around engineering. Engineering especially. How are you looking today? We have a police Africans. We have naval officer in Africa. We have from Nigeria. Many is from Nigeria, but we have many countries. We have more than 41 national diaspora. One is a bigger diaspora that is Nigerian. Second is Cameroon. Third is Congo in Russia. But they are participating every place, every life. That is, we said, next 10, 20 years, now is conflict with neighbor country with Ukrainian. It was very difficult in 2000 year. It was many problem, many conflicts with skinhead, that's a formal user division. Nowadays is not, I said about security is not very well, but we are existing, we are living in this area. The host population, just like the African diaspora, is heterogeneous. It is made up of individuals with different personal experience, intellectual levels, and ability to adopt within the African diaspora naturally process of unfiction or spirituality are taking place along linguistic, religious, ethnic, and other grounds in ability different races to united respectively from different ways. African country, people of different education level and the different interests within one organization. We have already third generation living in Russia. For the Russian side, it's a problem to determine which representative of the African diaspora will cooperate reliability and promoting, interpreting and ambitional citizens of the Russian Federation of African origin are able to convince to effectivity of their plans, which turn out to be soft hobble and soft power that brought in general image of African to Russia. One of the important steps in development effective interaction with the African diaspora is the building of business relation with the adequate distribution of partnership, the use of professional knowledge of diaspora members in the field of science and education and the business. Somebody African from Africa, they have their own promotional center, you know. Russia culture with its returns to diversity should become a factory, hunting Africans by strengthening the position of African diaspora in Russia. It is possible to inherit Russian culture with new motivate without losing your own, and moreover, they expand the knowledge about Russia abroad with the help of mobile representatives of the African diaspora. It means 200 years ago when Hannibal is living, is very few groups, people living there. Today we are going to more every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this nice presentation. And also, I think as an Ethiopian, you have already coffee. You don't need anything else, right? We are all addicted to it. We all love it. So you don't need to claim anybody, I feel. Do we have any questions in the audience? There we go.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for your presentation. My name is Fiza, and I'm from Pakistan. I am a student here at ICD. My question to you is that what is the current situation of African diaspora in Russia, considering the conflict that is going on between Russia and Ukraine, and how is that impacting their economic situation as well as their academic opportunities? Thank you.
Thank you. Good question. The situation not only for African, for our system is already collapsed. You know, the relationship with the money transfer system is not working from Russia. No bank is working, international bank in Russia. And everything is closed. Before this conflict, I arrived to Europe or Berlin. From Moscow, Berlin, only 2 hours to arriving. Now I am more than 60 hours arriving to go to Azerbaijan, and I go to Algeria, and go to Berlin, like this. That is for me who arriving more than 87 countries. But more people is who arriving to another region is to problem now. We are feeling this economic embargo. Sensation is very difficult for. It's not yesterday. Some of our, I think, doctor said about it's not effective sensation, but we feeling this sensation. For African, maybe they are busy with relationship with Ukraine. We are more free now. I said because I am working. This is my from 2003. I already the leader of the African diaspora this region. I'm to Ethiopian diaspora that region because I know for us school now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prof, for your presentation, which I find to be very insightful. I have two questions for you. The first question relates to a lot of young people in the productive age group live in Africa to Europe. Much as that is a welcome development, but that also depletes Africa in terms of the much needed human resource in hospitals, engineering, and other areas. So what efforts are being put in place under your leadership that those skills that they acquire in whichever countries they are kind of also benefit domestic territories where they come from? And number two is there is data that suggests that going into the future, diaspora population could largely contribute towards the much needed foreign reserves in Africa in terms of diaspora remittances. What do you think are the challenges being faced right now? What makes people in diaspora not, encouraged enough to remit resources that would help to transform communities that they come from? Thank you.
Thank you for these serious questions. First was the big problem in Africa. Young people is go out from Africa, but we are many who studying like students go out to Russia. We don't back to home. The problem is the system of Africa. The African leadership today, they didn't want when you backing to Africa with some idea. They didn't want. That the system is not good. But Europe is not only Europe. All the world is they didn't waiting you like Africans. If you something doing helping Africa that country economic, they are waiting for this program. But you see in Italian problem with from Africa, some groups from many African countries, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Libya, they are going through Mediterranean Sea. The same all in America, the same, they didn't waiting us. I think Africa is already, you know, in Africa now, 1 billion 400 million population, is around 900 million young people under 25. That is emotionally, that is ambitionally, that won't change everything automatically. No, I don't have seen how solve this problem. Another way, another problem is our area is the information area. Everything is think, every people is think the same. While in one mentality in the world, we want more. In there, in this, is other in Russia too. I think Africa, she must think how she change. I don't think today, tomorrow, after tomorrow, long time it's going to. Second question is, what is diaspora? You know the agenda of 2063 African Union is already diaspora. It will go like region 6, number 6 region. Africa is 5 region, and we like a region of 6. Yeah, what's this? African leaders is waiting only money from diaspora. That is not a secret. For example, Ethiopia, they have law, they have everything. They're getting 30% discount for every service. Diaspora, investing something. What is the meaning of investation diaspora for Ethiopia? That is hotel, that is some service, not promotion, not more. But Egypt is around 28 billion got from diaspora in the world, number 1 in Africa. Nigeria is 20 billion every year. Ethiopia around 4.5 billion. Money is going to in Africa. But diaspora, systematically, diaspora is not working with his country absolutely for necessary perspective, promotion, innovation system. Thank you.
We have one more question.
I'm Abdullah Sise from the Gambia and studying in Indonesia right now. So thank you for your presentation. I came late, but the little I hear from your presentation is so impressive. And I believe with the vast experience you have, we can think how we can have economic development in Africa, because you have experience living in Russia and then you have traveled the whole world. What do you think are going to be the best strategies for Africans to use so they can develop their economy based on their younger generation?
The same question, a good question. I think what do you do? The elder you are, the younger generation, you must planning what you doing. You have seen now these problems, everything. The first one is that is education, the system of education on us. That what is the meaning of education? That's the 2L, yeah? Library and the laboratory. We don't have in Africa. Yeah, it's a serious problem. We don't have in Africa. Without laboratory, you don't, natural science, you don't develop. Without library, social sciences, you don't develop. We don't have this. We must formulate these two subjects. Because our children studying for British, for example, Oxford, what book is 14, 50, 16, 90, 16 years? No news. They are studying about AIDS today in Africa, like new. But Europe is going already another steps. I think they must change the system of education. I think in this year, 2024, year of education for Africa, by declaring African Union 20 now. And the same, I invited ICD, why we didn't open in Addis Ababa the branch of ICD. That is a good flow sheet for education. It's not enough system of education. If we didn't educate our children, we every time we asking somewhere where they are going to Europe, they are going to again serve it another country, not for there. That's big mistake of leadership, African leadership. I don't say the president, premier minister, the system of Africa. They not ready change this problem. They are sending their children to Europe, to Berlin, to Paris, to London, to New York, but they didn't want about a country. You know, that is a serious problem. What you like younger generation, you must think about this.
I have to add something though. I'm not sure. I might disagree a little bit with you because every year I have students from all over Africa, and I also have some educated African students that are very bright and well educated. So I think there's some exceptions to be found there. And also I want to add, there's a library now in every pocket. So I feel like that there's a huge change given the democratization of knowledge. So I would hope that this can actually change everything, and we have to think about it. Europe is very bad with technological adoption. Like we are very, very late, right? And all over the world, people are actually way quicker with adopting technology than here. So I feel like there's a big change. Now look at him. He normally complains about people to talk without microphone, but now he's doing it too. Anyway.
You're still talking about we are moving to digitalization.
Yeah.
We are adapting.
We have.
That's the problem of mentality. This is not happening. Already.
Okay, you purposely misunderstood me. Anyhow, we are going to thank you very much for being here. Yeah, I'm in charge today. He's like interrupting women. I don't think it looks good on International Women's Day. But thank you very much. And we are going to ask you some questions later at coffee also, I feel like it. And we are also going to see you again for our panel discussion.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you very much for coming here, and let's give a round of applause.
Thank you.